Thursday night football and a chance to win $25,000. Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Jason Matters with Winning Bets. Thanks for hanging out with me on this episode. That's right, Thursday night's matchup between the Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers is worth $25,000 to you, thanks to our friends over on the Fox Bet Super 6 app. They ask you 6 questions, 6 easy, simple, free questions. All you gotta do is answer them all to get the $25,000. If nobody can do that, they'll give away a $5,000 guaranteed prize to the group of people that can get the most right. This is not going to be easy. These questions that they asked this time were harder than they have in the previous time. Of course, I've put in the research, I've put in the time to give us the best chance to answer them. Hopefully I can be of help to you on at least one of these questions. Let's go ahead and look at this matchup, though, from a high level view. The Falcons, boy, they are just inventing new ways to lose. I mean, what happened last week against the Lions? I know it's Matthew Stafford and stuff, but man, you can't let them drive down on the field with you like that. So that was just a really bad loss by them. Meanwhile, the Panthers, they're really competitive, super competitive in their losses. They've lost by 4, 7, 3. Then they did get blown out by the Bucs by 14 points. But you can see in the majority of their losses, they're keeping it close and within one score. These teams played earlier in Week 5 in Atlanta. Panthers were able to get the win 23-16. Wasn't a particular good day for the Atlanta Falcons or Matt Ryan. He had 0 TDs and 1 interception in that game. They did not have Julio Jones in that game, so that obviously went against their quest there to get a win. They do have some common opponent. The Bears are a common opponent. The Falcons lost to them by 7, or the Panthers lost to them by 7. Bridgewater threw 2 interceptions in that game, and the Falcons lost to them by 4. And that was one of the Falcons' meltdowns. They were up 26-10 before Nick Foles entered that game and let them go on the comeback. But that's what the Falcons have done, right? I mean, it's one thing you can say, oh, well, they had a bad game. They let a team into it. Well, no, they've done that now to the Bears. They did that to the Cowboys. They've done that now to the Lions. So this is what the Falcons do. And I just don't see how they're going to rebound coming off a short week. But let's go ahead into it now to the 6 questions that they asked on the Fox Bet Super 6 app. Again, answer these all right, and the $25,000 is yours. Question 1 is, what is the total passing yards in the first half combined for Bridgewater and Ryan? And again, they have to throw in that first half, right there, and that just makes it really, really tough. Bridgewater is averaging 294 a game. Matt Ryan is averaging 316 per game. The average of those two combined is 305. I'm going to go ahead and take 271 plus passing yards will be the first half and hope that these teams come out slinging it. Never know the game plan. I wish that was over the entire game because we've done really well at that question when they asked, over the course of the entire game, but obviously this time it's only the first half. How will the first TD of the second half be scored? Well, the Falcons, they have 12 passing versus 8 rushing TDs. The Panthers, they're split 50-50. They've got 8 passing and 8 rushing TDs. No defensive or special teams TDs from either one of these teams. I've narrowed it down to the Panthers scoring first in the second half. Again, it's really tough when you don't know who's going to get the ball first, but I've narrowed it down to the Panthers. And then it's a coin flip because they've got 8 and 8 from passing and rushing. I'm going to go ahead and say Panthers rushing is how they'll get the first touchdown of the second half. Question 3 is, what's going to be the total sacks, interceptions, and fumbles in this game? Well, the Falcons' offense have 3 interceptions, 4 fumbles, 15 sacks they've given up. The Falcons' defense has 5 interceptions, 6 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries, and 10 sacks. The Panthers' offense, if we look at them, they have 5 interceptions, 2 fumbles. They've lost them both, and 13 sacks. And the Panthers' defense have gotten 4 interceptions, 6 forced fumbles, 6 fumble recoveries, so 100% right there on forced fumbles, and 6 sacks. The last meeting here a few weeks back in Week 5, there was 1 interception, 1 fumble, but it wasn't lost, and 2 sacks, which both by Carolina. And that 1 fumble but wasn't lost, that's the tough part of this question. It says fumble. It doesn't say fumbles lost, so I don't really know how they're going to grade this one. To me, they've left themselves open, to a lot of criticism here, depending on how they, want to score this one. But either way, I'm going to go ahead and say 0-4. There'll be 0-4 interceptions, fumbles, and sacks in this game. How many different players score a TD? See, I told you this was tough. I mean, these questions are significantly harder this week around. Falcons, they've got 2 running backs with a touchdown and 4 receivers. The Panthers, they've got 4 running backs with a touchdown and 5 receivers. one of the receivers that caught a touchdown was one of the same running backs that caught a touchdown. And the numbers are kind of a wash there, or they're a little inflated because they've had the McCaffrey injury, so they've had to use a little bit more running backs into their disposal. But either way, that's what the numbers say that they are. I'm going to go ahead and say 5. Again, it's just a really, really tough question, but I've got 5 different players score a touchdown. What's the total points in this game? The over-under is at 49. The Falcons over is 4-3 in this season. The Falcons over is 2-1 when they're the road underdogs. The Panthers over is 3-4, and the Panthers over is hitting 0-1 when they're at home as favorites. I've got this game at 51 to 55 points is how I see it going down on Thursday night. And what's the winner and what's the margin? Well, we know the line here is Panthers minus 2.5. The Falcons are 2-5 against the spread this year. They're 2-1 though against the spread on the road as underdogs. The Panthers are 4-3 against the spread this year. They're 1-2 against the spread at home and 0-1 against the spread as home favorites. Look, I just think it's going to be really tough for the Falcons to recover after another brutally tough loss, coming off a short week, little time to prepare. Obviously a division foe, so the preparation, having played a few weeks ago, is obviously still fresh in these players' minds. But they just, at some point, these tough losses are really, really going to weigh on their minds. And I think on a short week, it could do that in particular. I've got the Panthers winning this game by 5-6. I still think it'll be a close game. I do see the Panthers covering the spread, but give me Panthers win by 5-6. And that's how I'm rounding out my 6 questions for a chance to win $25,000. If you're going to follow me on at least one of these questions, go ahead and like this video. Tell your friends so they can submit their picks for a chance to win $25,000. Come back. We've got tons of more contests this week. We've got the Rays-Dodgers Game 6 preview for a chance to win $25,000. We've got our weekly NASCAR show for a chance to win $60,000. And we've got our $1 million NFL Week 8 picks coming up later this week. So stay tuned. A lot of free, easy money to go out and get. And it can be yours if you can quickly answer some questions. I'm Jason Mattis. I'll see you on the next one.
Thanks for watching this episode of Winning Bets. I'm Jason Mattis. I'll see you again when we are celebrating the wins and making more winning bets. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more winning bets.